Hello guys, Unknown Gamer here, and today we're going to do a review on Fallout 76. And if I'm speaking very low, recently my throat has been killing me. I don't know, there's something wrong with my throat. It's cuffed up, something like that. So I'll probably, go away in like a week or so. So if I'm speaking very low at times, that's why. So Fallout 76. The Fallout series to me has been one of my favourite series, I've played by Bethesda, well, including Wolfenstein. But, I loved Fallout because of the story and choice, that the games had. You had many choices. You either could be a bad person or a good person. That's the thing what I liked about Fallout games. But this Fallout doesn't really include that. In my opinion, this game is just very boring and monotonous. What I mean is, mostly all it is walking to random locations marked on your map or what you see on the map and shoot stuff. That's all the game includes. I mean, the enemy types are just very low spawn. I haven't even seen a Deathclaw yet. I usually see a Deathclaw in the first game. Especially Fallout 4 that they show it to you. But I mean, there's not much enemy types when it comes to gunfights. All there is Scorched and super mutants and just plain old things that you just constantly fight all the time. It feels like every building you go to is just the same enemy type. It's just the same Scorch. It feels like they're in every single fucking building, and it drives me crazy because I've been fighting the same enemy type for the last couple of hours, and it's just really annoying because all I fight is robots, supermutants. I mean, it's just the same enemies over and over again in the same locations. Where are the variety and shit in enemies in different places? All I've seen so far, just buildings alone, is just Scorched everywhere. Why can't there be something different like raiders? I mean, I found many camps that include raider corpses. Well, where are the raiders? Or maybe just ghouls or some shit that can actually speak. Here's another thing about the game right now. There's no NPCs. There's nothing. It's just dead. There's nothing around that will really entertain you. There's no proper quest given to you by human beings. Well, most of the quests are only given to you by robots. I mean, is West Virginia some kind of fucking robot sanctuary? I mean, it's random. I don't really like how they've gone with this. I mean, it's just giving quests. Why have quests only given by robots? I mean, there's not much. The dialogue's gone. You can't choose on what you can speak. You can't. The character is voiceless, and you can't speak at all. And you can't speak. You can't choose what you can say to people. All it is just click on the robot and it gives you the quest. Just go to random quest points on the map, and it's boring. Most of the quests are quite good. All right, they're simple, but there's too simple at times. Some of it just fetch something or just do some training course or something like that. It needs more, but obviously, I'm sick of Bethesda with its old engine as well. This old engine needs to go. They've been using the same engine over and over again. I know they keep on making updates to it, but it's driving me insane that we keep on having bugs and glitches littered throughout their games constantly. And it's either just create a new engine, I don't know, Creation 2.0 or some shit like that, or maybe try and do something else. I'll move to a new engine, I guess. But obviously that's that's Bethesda's thing. But we talked about so much of the negatives. What are the positives? The co-op. the co-op seems to be running very well for this game, though. You know, it really has improved. You know, during the beta. Obviously, you know, it's less laggy now, which I'm glad about. You know, it's not much lag going on. There's not much. You know, obviously it runs stable. You know, even though 30 frames per second is not really good enough, but hell, at least it runs. At least it's playable. And you know, that's the thing that I'm glad about, because I used to remember during the beta it would lag every couple of bloody minutes. And it drives me crazy, especially when you're playing with another person from across the country or some shit. But they got that, you know, they got that stuff sorted out. So you know, the co-op works brilliantly. But again, there's a lot of weird quirks. Like sometimes when you own a place and leave that team, and then it would be claimed by you. It's confusing. It's just a confusing mess that I still need to fix. More things. The map is gigantic and it's very nice looking. This game is very nice looking when it's, you know, graphics wise, and I thought this game would run like shit, but it runs quite decent for the new lighting and all that stuff. And obviously I really have improved on that. You know, and the locations are interesting to go to if you're interested in lore and all that stuff. I guess go into terminals and read them a lot, and you know, learn stories about many areas, which is very enjoyable at times. And yeah, like I guess this was the same situation in Fallout 4. Fallout 4, well, quest-wise was okay, but you know, a lot of quests in Fallout 4 just involved you fetching something for someone, mostly with a settlement system. The settlement system was kind of a joke at the same time, because sometimes it never really ran properly. But it's one of those things, really. The quests need to be improved. Well, graphics-wise, again, still very nice looking game for this. You know, it's better than Fallout 4's looking ones, though. And what else? Like quests, I guess. Well, quests are good for many reasons, I guess. The loot is good to get. It can kind of get addicting, and it's good to play with friends. It's very interesting to play with friends, and you know, it gives you more things to do, more things to talk with your friends and all that stuff. It's very more enjoyable when you're with a friend and not playing solo. That's a lot of things that people are bothered about. But overall, it runs decently. And what else? Its main, like PvP. I never really was into PvP. You know, thank God. You know, a lot of people were worrying about getting griefed all the time, but honestly, I never really got attacked during everything. So that's a kind of good thing for me. But a lot of people may find that to be a very pathetic excuse for a multiplayer. But hell, I'm more interested in that playstyle. But if you're interested in more PvP style, well, play Call of Duty, or I don't know, play games like Rust or some shit. And I mean, this game's not bad, but it just fails on so many levels that need to be fixed drastically. It's just constant bullshit over and over again. Like quitting out the menus to go in another server is just annoying altogether. The loading screens are slow, like most of the games have been. It just needs more work, and sometimes it doesn't just work. And you know, the game runs fine, but you just need to improve on loading times. And there's other things as well, like the shop. The shop is just a waste of time. I mean, I guess you can buy atomic stuff, and I think you can actually earn them in game, so that's a good thing. At least you don't have to, you don't have to buy them or anything. You can play the game normally and actually get those atoms. You know, all they are is cosmetics anyway. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it, really. And I always found the controls a bit weird as well. I mean, I kept on using the bumpers instead of the triggers to like select around menus in the Pip-Boy, which is quite annoying, but you get used to it over time. And yeah, but again, this game needs drastic polish. I mean, seriously. There's still a lot of glitches. I mean, I used to remember seeing this a Liberator just floating in the sky, which was very random. Holotapes won't play, just static for some reason. There are many problems, but my favourite thing about this game is player interaction. Though this is the thing that I liked about DayZ and all that, because you could interact with players, and this is kind of giving you the same experience here. So if you want a DayZ type experience with more stuff in it, go ahead, play this game. This game will give you a good time when it comes to that. But obviously, once you join a team, it's just you grinding for loot. That's all it is. But if you're interested in a roleplay experience, this is really great. Which I'm not really into the roleplay scene anymore, but I wish this game like offered like roleplay servers like that, or maybe just server lists or something like that. You know, for different kinds of player types. That'll be something that's pretty cool. That a lot of people will enjoy. I mean, the map's massive. I mean, there's lots of possibilities for this game. And I think DLC's coming in the future. I don't know. I haven't got the Tricentennial Edition or whatever, so probably won't get them. But again, this game is good, but it needs more work. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's decent, I guess. But if you want a proper story mode experience, play Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 or even New Vegas. I mean, this game is not for you if you're interested in a story-driven game. There's no story in this game, as I know of. I mean, following the quests for the Overseer thing is just a complete waste of time. But again, I'll probably give this a rating of probably a 6 out of 10. It needs work. And you know, once future updates come out and future content, this probably will make the game a bit more better. But for now, it's still an unstable mess. And I mean, it's playable, but I mean, there's many things going on with this game, like enemies randomly respawning when you just killed them like 2 minutes ago. Like, I was in this house at one time, and the enemies just randomly respawned in the house with me. And I'm just there like, what the fuck? And that's the things they need to fix. So guys, you know, this video wasn't really a good review, but fuck, whatever. 5 out of 10. Oh, did I say 6? Yeah, I think I said 6. Fuck, I forgot the score, but hell. 5 out of 10. It needs polish. It needs serious work to be done for it, and you know, Bethesda, hopefully you know what you're doing. I mean, you did fix some things, but a lot of things weren't fixed apparently, so that's a lot of people, you know, complaints about the game. It's not at all the greatest game. It's not game of the year. Honestly, I don't really feel like I'm going to be playing this game that much. I feel like I should be playing Fallout New Vegas or some shit like that. But if you guys disagree with me, comment down below in the comment section, you know, down below. And if you like this video, you know, like the video. And subscribe for more gaming content like this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you then. Right, bloody cough.